Yes, sir! What's up, boys? It's your boy Jalen back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Indiana Pacers offseason preview going into the next season. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 topics. I'm going to cover who the Pacers are keeping and letting go, their free agency, their draft, some trade rumors, and questions going into the next season for Pacers fans. So by the end of this video, you will know who the Pacers are planning on keeping and letting go, what their plan is for the free agency, what their plan is for the draft, some trade rumors that have been resurfacing lately, and questions for the Pacers fans that I have. So before I get into it, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel. Been getting a lot of good feedback on these NBA videos lately, so as long as you guys keep supporting, I'll keep dropping these videos for you. I drop new videos every week, so feel free to come back, check up on the channel, see what I have. I'll put timestamps in the description of this video in case you guys want to skip to certain parts, skip to certain topics. It's all good. So without any more delay, I've been watching the NBA for 2 decades. Spent the last hour or so doing some research on the Pacers, and I'm ready to get into the video. So we'll start with topic number 1, which is who are the Pacers keeping, who are they letting go? So their contracts. So right now on the books, the Pacers have $124 million in salary going to 12 players. The salary cap is $109 million. The luxury tax is $132 million. So let's get into who's on the Pacers team right now. So they have Brogdon, Oladipo, TJ Leaf, Damontas Sabonis, TJ Warren, TJ McConnell. It's a lot of TJs. Aaron Holiday, Justin Holiday, a lot of holidays. They have Edmund Sumner. They have McDermott. They have Jeremy Lamb. They have Goga Batadze, and I think that's it. Did I say TJ Warren? Yeah, and TJ Warren. So that's the players that they have on the team right now. In terms of their free agents on the team, they have Justin Holiday, Jakar Sampson, Alize Johnson, and then 2 two-way scrubs. So in terms of who they're going to keep and let go in regards to their free agents, the Pacers have made it very clear to Justin Holiday that they want to keep him. He played very well for them last season. And what's likely is that because his contract, we'll get into it in free agency, but the Pacers don't have much room to work with in terms of free agency. I know the Pacers are probably going to try and stay under the luxury tax, or maybe 1 or 2 million above the luxury tax, because the Pacers aren't a team that really like to pay tax. The owner of the Pacers, he made most of his money from mall businesses and shit like that. So right now, mall businesses aren't doing very well. So I doubt, especially in a season where there's going to be no fans in the stadium, I doubt that the owner is going to want to spend very much money on luxury tax. So expect the Pacers to make minimal moves going into the luxury tax. So they've made it clear to Justin Holiday that they want to keep him. Last season, he played great. I think he averaged about 40% from 3. He brings defensive touch. He brings 3-point shooting. He has big size to him. So I think he's a good player to bring back, especially because his brother's on the team. He might be willing to take a little bit of a discount just to stay with his brother, play with him, and help develop him, shit like that. So now we're going to, also they're going to let Jakar Sampson and Alize Johnson walk, most likely. Those guys played very limited minutes, limited games last season. They didn't really do anything too impressive. Pacers fans, let me know down below if you think they'll keep Jakar and Alize. I think they're going to let them go, but that's just my opinion. So now we're going to move into topic number 2, which is free agency. So going into the free agency, as I told you guys, the Pacers are capped out right now. What they have to work with is the mid-level exception. They have the taxpayer mid-level to work with. They possibly have the non-taxpayer mid-level to work with if they don't keep Justin Holiday. But I would say it's about an 80% chance that they're going to keep Justin. So they have $5.7 million to work with if they do the non-tax mid-level. So these are some names that I came up with that the Pacers could target in the offseason. So I personally think that the Pacers need more depth at the power forward position. And I'm looking at power forwards that could even potentially play small forward in some instances, but more so power forwards. These are some names that I came up with. Jay Crowder, he played power forward on Miami, and while he was on Miami, he shot 45% from 3. He played very well in the playoffs. He's a great defender. He's the type of veteran that you want on a playoff team. You want guys like him and Justin Holiday. Those are great additions to a playoff team. They give you great minutes, and they're not that expensive. So I think Jay Crowder would be a good name. Harry Giles from the Kings. He's a young prospect. I think he's about 22 years old, could be 24. He played very limited games on Sacramento. He's pretty much, if you pick up Giles, you're pretty much betting on his upside because we haven't seen very much from him yet. But going into the league, he had a lot of potential, but injuries had hampered his development. So Harry Giles is another name. Two other names I came up with were Jermichael Green from the Clippers. He plays power forward / center. He's a 40% three-point shooter or 38% three-point shooter, I'm not sure. And I think he would be a good addition to the Pacers, especially if you guys end up trading Myles Turner, which I'll get into later. And Bobby Portis, that was another name I came up with. Bobby Portis from the Knicks. He's about a 35% three-point shooter, but I think he's a big body. He can bruise some guys on defense and just give you guys some more big body depth. Because you're already set up at center. You have Myles Turner, you have Goga, you have Damontas. And sometimes those guys can play power forward as well, but I think you need like some more power forward depth. You don't want to be playing guys like TJ Leaf and Doug McDermott at the power forward too often. So now we're going to get into the draft for the third of 5 topics. So in the draft, the Pacers have the 54th pick. They don't have their first pick. They would have had the 24th pick in this draft, but they traded that pick away when they did the sign and trade for Brogdon last year. So they have the 54th pick in the second round. And my advice would be for the Pacers to just draft the best player available. Pacers fans, let me know in the comments down below. Who do you guys think that the Pacers should draft? Like, who do you think will be the best player available at 54th? I was just taking a look at some of the mock drafts, and personally, I think that the Pacers should just draft the best player available, but I like Immanuel Quickley from Kentucky. Me personally, I like Kentucky guys. I think they have a good mindset. They have good work ethic. And Immanuel Quickley, he averaged 42% from 3. He's a shooting guard. He's not the most consistent field goal percentage. His field goal percentage was only like 41 or 40%, but that can improve with better shot selection and being in a role. I think if the Pacers put him in a limited role, he'd be able to get his field goal percentage up, taking better open shots. So Immanuel Quickley is a guy that I like in the draft for the Pacers. Now we're going to talk about trade rumors in the fourth of 5 topics. So the trade rumors that I've been hearing are, so this week, news just came out that the Pacers are in talks with the Bucks to trade Oladipo. As of right now, that trade hasn't gained any traction, but the talks are on the table. So we'll see how that develops. I think the Bucks want to see how Oladipo starts playing as we get into the season. And maybe around the trade deadline, we could see some action for Oladipo to the Bucks, or maybe even the Sixers. That's another team that's name has been brought up in Oladipo rumors, so look out for that. Turner to the Celtics, Myles Turner to the Celtics. That's another trade rumor that's been going around for a few months now. It's been picking up steam lately, especially after hearing that rumors that Gordon Hayward wants out of the Celtics. So that was interesting to see. The trade would be centered around Gordon Hayward for Myles Turner with other pieces around the deal. The exact deal isn't yet known, but I think that would be an interesting deal. Gives the Pacers another guy that can create, shoot, play make, stuff like that. And he's pretty big. I think he's like 6'8", so he has good size on him. I would give you a good lineup, a good small ball lineup if you wanted to push TJ Warren to the 4, have Damontas at the 5. Then you'd have a lineup of Brogdon, Oladipo, Hayward, TJ Warren, and Damontas Sabonis. I feel like that's a good lineup. It's a small ball lineup because you have TJ Warren at the 4, but TJ Warren has pretty good size on him, and Damontas is a true center, so it's not really small ball, but I think it would be interesting to see. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you guys feel about these 2 trades? How do you feel about Oladipo to the Bucks? Obviously, it depends on what you guys get back, but how do you guys feel about Turner for Hayward and other pieces around the deal? Let me know. So going into the 5th and final topic, we're going to be talking about questions going into the next season. So Pacers fans, I have a question for you guys. Answer this in the comments down below. What do the Pacers need to do to become a championship team? Obviously, they can get to the finals. Anything can happen. But I feel like personally, they need to make a few moves just to really put themselves in the championship contender conversation. So Pacers fans, what do you guys think the Pacers need to do to become a championship team? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I drop new NBA videos every week. All right, peace.